and welcome back. Now, if you watch my channel often, you will know that I love to rescue an underdog. This week is no exception, and this car that I've just bought is absolutely lovely. It has passed every MOT in its life, apart from its most recent one, on a really minor issue, and because of that, the family who owned it decided that they were going to scrap it. Obviously, I had to step in, and I've been driving it around a little bit since, and I cannot believe they were going to scrap this car. I could not bear to let this car just be recycled into something new and awful. So I now present to you my Mercedes C180. And this car is a first for me because I don't usually buy old German cars. I buy old French ones. But let's have a look at this. Isn't this lovely? I absolutely think this car is fantastic. Now, so the story goes that the guy owned it. Look, registered near me as well, and I love a local car. Guy owned it from new and just treated it exactly the way it deserved. I have got so much paperwork, so much history with it, and isn't it just such a nice car? And I really like this colour as well. Honestly, the mind boggles me, the things that people do to cars. So I have a theory as well, that when you find a car like this, a red car with a cream interior, that is the ultimate old man spec, and those cars will have been looked after. And this one just backs up my theory, really, doesn't it? There is really very minor marks to this, just little bits of rust on the corners. If you've watched some of my other stuff, you'll see that I've bought a Rover in the past, and I've just bought a Seat Ibiza, I bought a Mazda, and it's getting a bit of a problem now because I have got 9 personal vehicles, so I don't plan on having this forever. But at the moment, my lovely Citroen Xantia, the day after I just spent another £250 having its alternator fixed, decided that the back box was going to just detach itself, which left me with no daily. And this has been absolutely stepping up to the plate. Granted, it's a petrol, it's not as cheap to run as an HDI engine, but it is so refined. I've only had this for a day and I cannot get enough of it. So let's take a look inside. Here we've got, this is called a mushroom interior, and I like this because it's houndstooth print, which is the only thing I ever wear. And look at that, proper old man spec, as I said, red with a cream interior. And a brown steering wheel, which seems to be dividing opinion. Now, I've never really given these Mercs much of a look, in part because I thought this badge for a Mercedes looks a little bit on the cheap side. However, since I've been driving one, I have been well and truly converted. Things that I love about these old Mercs is that you can put the headrest down by doing this. That really is one of my favourite features. It's got a sunroof that works perfectly. Do you hear how quiet that is? The build quality on these cars is absolutely fantastic. So I recently had a Mercedes CLS, a 2008 one, and I really liked it. It was very nice. I've also had a very new Mercedes a few years ago, and I had it for 6 months and I got rid of it. The build quality was awful. It was a convertible, the roof would rattle, it had a wood, which is rare for a new car, an actual wood trim, it always kept cracking. And a lot of people are saying that a modern Mercedes, as nice as they look, their build quality is nowhere near as it used to be. Well, I would actually say this could be on par, if not slightly better than my CLS. This just drives so smooth. I cannot believe that anybody would want to get rid of one of these. So, anyway, the crux of the matter is, why did this car fail its MOT? Well, it failed its MOT because of this. I'll just start it up. No, I won't, because I haven't done that. There we are. It has an ABS warning light. Now look, this is on 102,000 miles, which it's not a low mileage, but it's not a high mileage. I love a granddad car. I love a car that's been driven by an old person. Granted, if they're manuals, then the clutches are usually very, very high. But this one isn't. And I think this has just got so much more life in it and so much more to give. And this is also the kind of car, I wouldn't just sell this to anyone, actually. If you are an enthusiast, and I'd love to keep it in Portsmouth, but if you're an enthusiast and you would like to buy this car, do let me know and we'll see if we can strike a deal, because I'm not going to have it forever. And when the time comes, it will be up for sale. So, you know, if you're watching this video and it doesn't say posted 7 years ago or something, then it could be for sale. Right, let's go and have a look at what it's got under the hood. Now look, obviously this has got a bonnet emblem, which could partly be down to the EU. However, the new S-Class still has one, so I'm not sure what all that stuff's about. However, all Mercedes back in the day used to have an emblem, and now they don't. And I think that's because even Mercedes know that they don't do that sort of luxury feeling anymore. You get in this car and you drive it, and you feel special, even though you're only driving a C-Class, which isn't a fancy car. If you get in a modern C-Class now, you just think, oh, I'm driving in a car that's just got a nicely laid out interior. But anyway, have a look at that. How clean is this? Down here, I love how much, obviously you'd have got these with bigger engines, but I like how much access you have to the belt here, which is huge and goes on forever. It's absolutely perfect under here. I just cannot get over the amount of cars that I have been found, sent, given tip-offs about since I started this channel, for people who are just saying, this car needs to be saved. So of course, if you ever do find one that needs to be saved, let me know. I might go and pick it up. So let's go and have a look at what I found when I bought the car. So if we go around to the boot and open that up, I will show you what was given to me when I bought this. The guy said to me, I have not looked at any of the paperwork. Here it is. That is all the paperwork that came with this car. A huge amount. Look at that. He used to go to Goodwood Revival as well. So, you know, he was obviously into his old cars too. Right. Let's go and have a look. Now, see here, there's actually a receipt. It's been diagnosed why this car has that problem. And also, yeah, it has got an inoperable fuel gauge. That's not going to cost very much to sort out. A wheel speed sensor and a fuel tank sender. I'm informed that this car has two. This has got a funny shaped fuel tank. But look, all of this paperwork is just... It's a ridiculous amount. He's had so... It's not even for major things. Now, there's an interesting letter. In fact, it's here. Obviously, I can show his details because he's no longer with us. Personal collection of your new Mercedes-Benz. So, he'd obviously said to them, look, I want to go and pick this up myself. Here is the original build sheet with all the options. And look, you could pay £24,000 by cheque for a car in 1997. I don't know if you still could get away with doing that now. They might only just take cards. Oh, I love this. Look, so he had this ruby red paint. £554 as an option. Obviously, an auto. A Mercedes should be an auto, shouldn't it? The base price of the vehicle was £18,000, and with everything else on it, he bumped it up to 26. Right, so, oh, in fact, I've never seen this. On behalf of Mercedes and American Express, we hope you'll enjoy your forthcoming visit to collect your new car from the factory in Stuttgart. £15 for mud flaps. Yeah, I really like the little mud flaps on this. And yeah, but you know, we've got a couple of bits in here about it. This is nice. It tells you all the stuff about the C-Class, an original brochure, and I love the paperwork. And look, the options list. So yeah, that's the seats in this, and all the different colours and things that you could have had. I like these. What a lovely thing to find in the paperwork. I don't know. I don't know if it adds value to the car, but I really love it. I love it when you get a car and you find things about it from its past like that. And it's had so much work done, even just minor things. It's all been done at Mercedes. I don't actually have time to show it all to you because it's such a huge amount. This video would honestly go on for years. But look, it's just all its MOTs. It had 2,000. Funnily enough, it had a receipt in there, £2,500 for a whole bunch of work. £770 was replacing a wiring clip, but it was for an ABS sensor and a fuel tank sender. So it looks like it's had this problem in the past, weirdly. I don't know if those parts are particularly weak on a Mercedes, but there was one thing I really wanted to show you, and it's this document here. So this is, I've never seen anything like this in a car. This is all the paperwork from when it was given the authorization to leave Germany. And it's all in German. And I suppose if you go and pick a car up from the factory, this is what you do. So I don't know, he must have driven it back on some kind of different plate, or maybe no number plates, and just had insurance, and then registered it when he got back into Portsmouth, because obviously they wouldn't have been printing UK number plates up in Germany. So I wonder how he would have got that home. But here's the insurance details, just giving him insurance for the VIN, really. And it's all in German, and it's that sort of paperwork that I think really sort of makes a car. Unfortunately, none of my cars are like this. I've got a bit of paperwork with my BX, but I've got no paperwork with the DS, no paperwork with the Xantia. Oh no, I have, but those aren't really that's not sort of a beautiful car that you treasure and care about the paperwork with. But this, right. But I love the way this car makes me feel as well. This makes me feel like I had a really nice grandparent. Well, I did have really nice grandparents, but I had a really nice grandparent who had a bit of money, who would come and, you know, occasionally take me out in a car like this. That's what it would be like. And I'd be sitting there in the back, and they'd be going along, holding up all the traffic in their cream and red Mercedes. And now I'm a bit older, it's down to me to keep those cars alive. I hope more grandparents end up buying it. So let's start her up and have a listen to the engine sound. Do you know, for a 1.8, it does actually sound sort of quite throaty. Oh, and that's of course something you have to mention with a Mercedes. These doors, have a listen. That just sounds like wealth. I love it. Now, this obviously being a Elegance was the top of the range one. It didn't have everything, so, you know, it could have had heated seats and whatever. But it had a very nice plasticky wood trim. I'm going to say that's not real wood, and then I'm going to find out, yeah, that it is. Oh, it's just got a very shiny finish. Oh, I love this car so much. And also, another really incredible thing is, look at this. So you turn the radio on, and the aerial rises out the back. Oh, I love it. Right. Also, I've just got off the phone with Mercedes, and I found out that this car has a full main dealer history. When do you ever find a car like this, of this age, that's still going into the dealer? Oh, this car has been absolutely cherished. So guys, what do you think? Did I mess up buying this car for a very measly £600? I don't think so. I think, well, I'm going to have to do a wheel speed sensor and that thing in the tank. 150 quid and everything to get through the MOT. I reckon that's a bargain. 750 quid all in. Can't really go wrong. Make sure that you head over to Instagram. Let me know, drop me a message. Let me know of anything that you know about rotting or dead or dying or car graveyards. I know no one's been going over there because my Instagram is absolutely dead. It's at Road to Rust. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel for more, and I'll see you again next week.